What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new episode of the Ring Fanatics podcast, episode 160. Today, it's just me, but not only just me. Nick couldn't make it, but we have a guest. Welcome, Jay from Turnbuckle Tabloid. Hopefully, Mike joins us in a little bit, but right now we have Jay.
Yeah, I'm hoping not to be a disappointment because I could have hit it with the bells and whistles and everything. Would have been good, but no, God, I love It's always good to go into join somebody else's podcast because after doing long-winded conversations on my end, sometimes I could sit back and just let somebody else control the ship and just be like, all right, this is a cool ride we got going on here. Good ride we got.
Nah, definitely, man. It's been a minute since you've been on. And the last time we did an episode. Oh, and there goes Mike right there.
Hey, yo, jumping in.
There he goes. What's going on, Mike?
Why you look like a spectral spirit from another galaxy or something right now?
I like the background, man.
And the background is cool.
I fell asleep. I just turned the light on, so I don't know.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, right. But you got like that hue going on. You almost look like you're ready to disappear.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I just turned the light on.
Well, Mike, you made it right on time. We just started the recording. So yeah, welcome guys to episode of the Ring Fanatics. I'm happy to have you guys back on. Today we're gonna talk all about the draft coming up, man. Are you guys excited for the draft?
Yes and no. I always love draft season. I do. The one thing I'm really excited for with the draft is that I'm actually sitting back and keeping my mind clear of not making any predictions, honestly. Although I'm gonna make some here, but I'm actually not trying to foretell.
I was about to say that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, that's it. But but I'm just doing some foretelling of possibilities. But this year's draft, I'm praying has been different than the past couple of years because it's been run so awkwardly and presented so differently than what we would have wanted it to be. But this year, I think they're possibly going to do it right. They've been looking to do something more sports related, and so far we saw the breakdown on what's looking like for how the draft is going to go, and I'm excited to see how it's going to come out.
No, yeah, I'm definitely. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I think Jay can attest to this, but for years I've been very against the draft, very against the brand split. But I'll say for this year, I've gotten used to it at this point because my whole thing was the last few years they weren't doing it right. The whole brand split, they weren't taking it seriously. The guys were appearing on different shows, and whoever didn't care at all. But I'll say for this draft, this is probably the most unpredictable one because we'll make predictions, but this could be like tomorrow they can do whatever the fuck they want, and the whole roster pool it's so different from where it's been like the last few years, honestly.
Yeah, like it's wild that they have certain wrestlers on certain days, and it's like that messes up everybody's number one pick to be Cody because now champions are safe on brands. You know what I mean? So now anything's up in the air to who could be number one.
Right.
I'm excited for it because I think this year they're actually gonna take it seriously. Like Mike said, the last couple years they just really didn't care. I also was asking a question like a couple weeks ago that was like, if you remember, like 2 months ago, they were making a big deal about who was gonna sign Braun Breaker, who was gonna sign Jade, and like now that's all out the window. I guess it didn't really matter at that time. It was just story to be story. But I think this time they're actually gonna go with it. I'm very excited to see how it goes down. To be honest.
Now, what do you mean? What they do when they go? Do you expect them to go the opposite way, or do you expect them to be staying where they are?
No, I think wherever you get drafted, that's where you're gonna be for the next year. I think they're not gonna be too loose on it unless like there's like a big trade or something. But I don't think anything that's not unannounced. Like I know there was a couple matches where people would just show up and it's like, oh, superstar from SmackDown, but they're fighting on Raw this week. No explanation, just you got it just because. You know what I mean? But I think this year they're actually going to take it seriously, especially with Triple H being in charge of it. I'm hoping that everybody just stays where they have to be for the next year. And then it helps when the draft happens next year and the shakeup happens. It actually helps that we can get new storylines and stuff like that.
Well, you get to look now because now we have the GMs that will be now prominently in front. You have Aldis, you have Pierce, and then now you'll have Shawn Michaels as well, who, because NXT is also going to be available for any drafting and such like that. We've been seeing some teasers of possibly who's going to go down because they really want to solidify that NXT is not a development show. They want to make them the third show, especially them about to debut in the CW towards the end of the year. So they want to make it the flagship. Also, ratings wise, their ratings has been going up. They've been dancing around that 690, 720, 730, that demo, so that they're looking to see if that could carry over to the CW, which is a big network's programming. So it needs to get more spotlight and more shine.
Definitely. I think the ratings are going to carry over with it just because the product is so good right now. But again, that is like a couple months away. But I think so far, like I don't watch NXT week to week, but I keep up with it. I'll watch matches, I'll watch highlights, and they've been killing it recently. I haven't like sat down and watched a full show unless it's a pay-per-view, but they've been incredible, especially like with the whole stuff they had to, like the 2.0 shit they had to overcome, and people not wanting to take them seriously, and actually getting to the point now that people are actually excited for NXT again. It's a great time, you know what I mean? And what better way than to introduce these people during the draft?
Yeah, the big thing that I've been noticing that they're doing there is they're making it a big deal to showcase the women on there. There's a lot of spotlight on them. They're really pushing that initiative to ensure that the next generation that's going to come up women wise are going to be, not just aesthetically good looking, that they're making sure that they can work. And that's one thing that I could say about NXT, because we've seen, on the main roster, Tamina's she's basically gone. We're gonna possibly see Natalia going out the door soon. We're gonna see a lot of the and I always tell people, listen, when it comes to women, you got to pay attention as well. They, one way or another, some or even most of them want to become mothers. They want to start families. So you don't really get them for that longevity. So you got to start cranking out, those generations. They're like running backs of the fucking of the
That
NFL.
is very true. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, they're like the running backs of the NFL. You only could probably get them for a couple of years, and then they'll go out.
It's interesting for the women's division right now for NXT and the main roster, because with the NXT women now getting an NXT Women's North American title as the mid-card belt. Even Undertaker said on his show recently, I agree with it, and I'm usually the person that goes, no, stop introducing belts. Women's mid-card belts on the main roster, like women's Intercontinental and United States titles, would benefit a lot. Like, I would take those over the women's tag titles.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I could take away the tag titles. I mean,
those are cursed. They've been cursed since the inception of them. Because when you look at the roster size, there's not enough women. Like you put all these women in tag teams, and there's not enough. There's legit not enough for a reasonable brand split for the women's tag team titles. If you were to get rid of them and introduce them to women's mid cards, the options would be so much better. Like women like Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, a woman like Katana Chance, who has a lot of potential, could benefit from it as well, and not just be stuck in a tag team.
Oh, believe me, I know. I've been trying to organize my divisions in 2K24. I have no room. I have no room for the women's tags, so I already put mid card titles in there. It's not gonna happen.
It's a pain in the ass with the women's tag titles. I have my predictions right here on my phone. I don't know how you want to go through this.
Let's get into it, man. So we got the rules that said SmackDown gets a number one pick on SmackDown when the draft starts. Now we know that there's only a certain amount of wrestlers on that day that you can pick from. Out of those superstars, Who do you guys have going number one, or who would you pick as number one?
Well, going by the graphic I'm looking at here, the wrestlers who are eligible. I mean, if SmackDown's the first pick, Roman Reigns is a fucking obvious pick.
Exactly. So
Right.
I found that very
Which
interesting that he was
I will
even
say,
on the graphic.
I don't know why he's available. I would think like I thought like this year would be the time like yeah no like he's not going to be available, but I see him next like the bloodline will be taken overall first because all of them are going to be stuck together.
Yeah.
As Jay's fixing his mic stand. I mean,
I got you right now. So
other people like Seth Rollins is there, LA Knight's there, AJ Styles, Randy Orton. And the first thing is too is we did this whole like.
oh wait, hold up, you froze.
Switch the belts like.
Wait, hold on, Mike. Is it coming back? Let's see.
Well, I'm here, so. Take your time, Mike. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Hopefully it cut him off and he's not still talking.
There you go. Well, he got the link. He'll jump back in.
Yeah.
So just for my synopsis, yeah, the Roman Reigns thing I'm not too worried about because I still believe that they're gonna keep him on SmackDown. They need that antagonist or possibly the that would probably be the surprise pick for me if Raw got him. But I think he's already set to be a Friday guy. So, and then plus he's going to be gone for a little bit. So once you keep the bloodline on SmackDown, I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was surprised by him and Rollins being on this list, especially knowing that both of them are going to be out for a minute. So, like, to make them a choice, of course they would be one of your top picks, but it's like you're not going to be able to have any of them in the next couple of months.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Rollins go that way because if he goes to SmackDown, because that's a good chase right there for him. I could see the storyline progressing, continuing with Cody. You owe me. I protected you. I need my title shot.
I think that's the story they need to go with when he gets back.
Right.
Most definitely. Because I think the best Rollins we get is heel Rollins. And I think him going after Cody being a heel, but thinking he's good about it. You know what I mean? Like, you owe me. Like, I helped you out. And he's just delusional that he's doing the right thing, but he's the biggest heel in the company. You know what I mean? I think that's what we need from Rollins, especially since we got this last run from him. I think it will be a fresh, something fresh for him. You know what I mean? Of course, we've seen him as a heel before, but that was a while ago, especially after this amazing run he just had. I think it's just a fresh air.
Yeah, he's gonna need a new coat of paint. We did like the pageantry, the flamboyant side and such. Right now, we're looking for him to change. We're talking about Seth Rollins possibly going to SmackDown.
I mean, the last couple of years we've seen where wrestlers get stay together with their significant other. It's highly doubtful, but I don't know. In this new era, maybe it's possible.
Well, they don't work the same schedule like they used to, so they're
still.
No,
but like I'm saying, like in the past few years, we've seen if one person goes to one place, the other one goes with them.
Well, here's a question for that, Joel. Do you think that Becky's going to be holding that belt for long?
I don't think so. I think she's going to become a part-timer. I think right now she was put in the position kind of like Mox is always in the position in AEW, like that's the safest person to put it on right now. I know she'll give me good matches. She'll give me a good story when we figure it out. but till we figure it out, she's gonna hold it. But I think maybe she'll hold it till like Clash.
Mm, I give it till SummerSlam. The whole Becky Hogan thing doesn't make any sense to me because listen, they went with the safest option before the draft. Liv's eventually gonna get the belt, but wouldn't it be better if Liv actually beat Becky and got over and get the belt instead of a stupid battle royal on Raw?
Well, here's my thing. With the way that the fans backlash has been, which I like I said, I'm like with Mike. I don't understand the Hogan thing. If anything, you could have just correlated that with Charlotte years ago. But even still, like you could you're probably gonna get a turn with Becky that's fan warranted, and you're actually gonna turn fucking Liv, and that's not what we want. I like revenge tour Liv. I want her to go out there and still be on some bullshit and fucking people's matches up and shit like that. So I'm I don't know. I wasn't upset that Becky won, but I think they probably painted themselves in a corner by doing it.
It was the safe choice.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like you had to know like they were gonna give it to Becky because it's like it made the most sense, and it'll also, if you want to give Liv the belt down the road, it'll make more sense for her to pin someone than just win a battle royal. It'll mean more.
Right.
And also, the last time you gave her the belt, people turned on her after a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you really want to do that again before even building her up?
Yeah, Liv didn't have a good run. She had bad matches with Ronda, Shayna. It wasn't fun.
All right.
No, I think they didn't want to put themselves in that same predicament without at least trying to build her in a different way.
You know what the funny thing?
The Revenge Tour looks awesome. That Liv.
You know what the funny thing is when looking at the graphic for who's available? Omos isn't pictured. Omos and MVP aren't pictured.
On any brand?
They're not in the draft pool picture.
Well, remember that last year he didn't get picked either. He was novelty. They gave him any show to go to.
But I think that this year the novelty is worn off. I think put him on a show. At least put him on TV because all of his appearances were the SummerSlam Battle Royal and the Royal Rumble, and then the Andre Battle Royal. Yay!
No, I mean, listen.
I mean, gonna use him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what can you use him for?
And you can't even put him down in NXT because you have fucking Obafemi. Like that's a better version of Omos.
Well, that'll be a fun match, though. That's what I'm saying. You could just have him go anywhere. Like he could just come in and be somebody's
fun.
Well, the big man, big beefy men fighting. Slapping meats men. I mean, you can have him as a hired gun or something like that.
I mean, I feel you because I feel like there's no way to really use Omos like on a week to week basis. He's not.
I'm not saying put him on weekly, but I'm just saying at least put him on a show so we know okay, Omos is associated with the SmackDown brand or the Raw brand.
But you don't put him as 2-minute warning, like.
Also, too, it's like you have MVP. MVP is a good mouthpiece for somebody like a Jade Cargo, or even put him with Carmelo Hayes. Like, do something with MVP on the main roster.
Yeah, let's just keep him with all the blacks. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Let's keep him with all the blacks.
Come on, Jay. You think of a better idea?
Racist Mike. Racist.
So when we cut out, I was good. Do you want to go do my predictions? Because I jotted some down. I don't know if you want to. I just want to go through some of them quickly.
I have a question real quick before you go through your predictions. Do you think all of the Samoans get put on the same show?
Yes.
1,000%? Even Jay?
Pretty much, yeah. No. I think Jay will stay on Raw.
Okay, you think he stays separate from them?
Yeah, because to go into my predictions, give you a sneak peek. Yeah. I have Jimmy Uso going to Raw.
No, he can't. Okay. He can't. Jimmy can't go to Raw. He's off the draft. He's injured. They just announced it. He can't be drafted.
This was prior to the images of who was available. I had Jimmy
just
Uso
announced
available.
No, they just announced it. They said Jimmy's off the table because he's injured, so he can't be drafted.
So you see, why can't he be drafted, but Rollins is being drafted? This is
because Rollins hasn't been announced as injured.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more of like leaked.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Whatever. But anyway, for some for some of my picks, I have DIY going to SmackDown. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I have them splitting.
Yeah, I have them splitting.
They
too.
need each other though.
They need to stop being. I feel like every time I think of Gargano, I think of Tommaso and vice versa, and they need to be separate for me to actually appreciate both of them.
Yeah, but Waller in theory need challengers. And DIY would be perfect for them.
I mean, that does make sense. I love the. By the
Want
way, I
a
love the
program for
theory.
SummerSlam with those two teams?
That does make sense. I do love the Theory and Waller tag team. I thought that was a fantastic call. I think they're gonna be a
Those
great
belts
tag
they have
team.
are awesome.
Yeah, I think those belts are beautiful. They did R-Truth and Miz so dirty with those Raw belts.
Those
Like
are
they're
fine,
nice
though.
belts too, but like those SmackDown belts are
They stuck with theming and branding, so I'm fine with it.
very true.
I have Gargano going to SmackDown. I have his wife and her partner going to SmackDown. Candice and Indy going to SmackDown as well.
I was gonna be mean and be like,
separate them.
Yeah, let's just separate them, man. They're not doing no help with each other being together.
Yeah, Indy's got to break out too because Indy's got like a nice fan following. There's a strong push for some indie fans that have a face, and she could be like their new Bailey right now. So I could see like they'll separate.
I think she can build a momentum.
Yeah,
if they separate, and then you got some new challengers for that Money in the Bank in July.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Raquel being out, they need a big girl. They need like that tall statured kind of chick. So
I forgot Raquel is out.
Yeah. So
Joel, you mentioned put Simone's on one show. I have Nia Jax going to SmackDown.
Nia Jax going to SmackDown. I actually like that.
You could put it with the new Bloodline 2.0, but also Bailey does need challengers, and Nia Jax would be perfect for her. Bailey knows how to work with her.
I wouldn't be mad. As a matter of fact, thanks for reminding me. I had to put her with the new Bloodline. I gotta do that. I gotta switch her over.
I went with this for the theory of they put couples together. Tiffany Stratton goes to Raw, joining her boyfriend Ludwig Kaiser. Not like join them as a stable, but just go like over to Raw just to give competition.
But they're not married; they're just going out with each other.
I know, but like I said, WWE is doing the whole couple stay together thing.
And that's just, I think they need to keep her ass on SmackDown. She's actually a threat over there.
I think so too, but more than I could see them moving to Raw.
Real quick, what did you guys think about that turn from Imperium on Monday?
Good. Get rid of some dead weight. I mean, I like Giovanni.
Yeah,
but I don't see him
future endeavored.
Yeah. Like I don't see, or either that or kick him back down to NXT. He can have a good time down there. But Ludwig and Gunther, and my surprise will be that
Gunther becomes world and Kaiser goes for the Intercontinental.
Yes.
No, I even see that Ilya gets called up and he gets tied up with them. He becomes their new member.
Damn, I was gonna keep him and Gunther separate.
Because look, Trick won, right? Trick won the title, right?
Yeah.
So Ilya could leave. They're ready to call him up.
Yeah, I have Dragunov going to Raw. Where definitely in the future around Gunther and Dragunov.
Imperium is gonna stay on Raw, but I think Ilya's gonna go to Raw.
I was gonna separate them because I was like, yo, let them build up this year without each other, and then they could finally, hopefully, Gunther's a champion next year, and when they finally get on the same brand, you give Ilya a year on the main roster to at least build up some hype with some fans, you know what I mean, that don't know him, and then can finally do that title match in a year down the road, you know what I mean? I think that might be the best idea, but they might want to just let them go at it right out the gate once he gets to the main roster.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put him in there as a recruit, they bring him in and such, and then Ilya just like, nah, I'm not with this, and then decides to go his own way. But just to have that tease of just having him there for that bit, yeah, I can see that.
That would be interesting, though.
So we mentioned Dragon. What about the other one from NXT, Carmelo Hayes? Where will he land? I have him going to SmackDown.
I have SmackDown too.
Yeah, I'm.
Also, the better question is heel or face to start off.
You see, my whole thing is just the way that the rosters are stacked, and I'm looking at who's going to be gaining more during this draft. Although I don't see a lot of big shifts and big names going over, but I gotta say I have a feeling that Melo goes to Raw, and the reason why I say it is they want to have that next flagship. I could see him rekindling something with like Ricochet there to start up, get that mid card title going again.
Okay.
It could be fun in Raw. I mean, it's not to take anything away from SmackDown, because easily for me, SmackDown, I'm gonna go with Racist Mike, and I'll put him with Street Profits. It's a logical choice to do that. But if we want to make him a standout, I'll put him on Raw.
I mean, you can call me racist, but listen, let's leave the story. WWE have done put all the Samoans together, put all the Mexicans together, put all the black people together. Speaking of the Mexicans, Legado del Fantasma. I have them going to Raw.
What a
all
transition.
100%. I can see that. Definitely.
Santos, Elektra, Angel, and Humberto.
Yeah, I
all
definitely
go to Raw. Especially the teasing on Raw with like Damian Priest. Like, the Judgment Day is definitely going to be splitting up this summer.
And immediate tag team champions. Watch, I'm telling you, put them all Raw, they're going to be immediate tag team champions.
Speaking of that, I have Pretty Deadly going to Raw as like the next Raw tag team champions.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pretty Deadly against Awesome Truth. Because on SmackDown, they really did nothing. They got
they've been injured. So yeah, they've been injured.
Right.
But
I guess so. But
Raw would need that spark too, because if you're saying that DIY is going to go to SmackDown, they're going to need that spark on Raw. So that wouldn't be a bad look for them.
Yeah. I have LA Knight going to Raw. I feel Raw needs a top babyface.
Which,
with
by the way,
with Punk out, Rollins out, LA Knight could fill in that hole for at least a couple of months. Realistically, LA Knight could be the world champion over WWE champion.
Just a double back quick. Tyler Breeze is still under contract with WWE, right? Why don't you line him up with Pretty Deadly? That'd be fucking hilarious, though. That would be hilarious.
I think Tyler Breeze is like doing like up, down, down. Still, he has like that agreement.
Yeah, but I think he's still around, still hanging around in there. Yeah, so who'd you say again?
LA Knight going to Raw just to fill in for the top babyface role because Punk's out, Rollins out.
I actually like that pick. You could do a whole thing with him and Priest. I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah,
Priest.
The odds of him being a world heavyweight champion over a WWE champion is greater to me. So
right.
But more than likely, LA Knight's probably going to stay on SmackDown and be the one to dethrone Logan Paul. But I'd rather him go to Raw. He has a better chance being a main eventer. I also have the Final Testament going to Raw.
I have them going to NXT.
Well, they can still do the NXT thing, but I think overall, all of them are going to go to Raw.
I could see that, and maybe clash with a breaking up Judgment Day, and they could actually take over that spot for what Judgment Day had. I can see that.
Karrion Kross needs something.
But he's already announced that they're about to take over NXT. So
yeah, AOP about to become tag team champions.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I have Alba Fire, Isla Dawn going to Raw. Just like a random. I have Andrade going to SmackDown.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nah, if you're moving Legado del Fantasma, then you gotta keep Andrade around as as someone that will, because I would still want to see some matches between him and Santos.
I think Andrade needs to be on the same show as Lita. They need to prepare them two back up together. They're better off together than apart.
I think so far him cutting his promos and such, he hasn't been doing a bad job. Like I think he's holding his own a little bit. We just need to see him a little showcase a little bit more. They've been giving him some matches. They've been giving him some wins. So I don't see him. Yeah, I don't see him doing anything. anything holding him back right now. I think that whole we need to get him a manager just because he doesn't speak clear English it's not really affecting him here.
Well, I guess that also has to do with the couple years he took off going around the States doing the indies. I guess it helped out a little bit, and also helped with his promo work.
That, and if you're talking about people staying together, you see Charlotte going to Raw, because then you want to pair them up. Okay, that's not a bad thing. A power couple.
Yeah. Shout out Andrade, man.
It's my guy.
And then for the last NXT call up, I think Gallus is getting called up. The Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang. I mean, the photo just circulated today of them working out with The Rock. So they're definitely, if they're doing that, they're definitely getting a main roster push. I have them going to SmackDown.
Well, NXT is just opening up now with a new tag team that's coming in. So yeah, they could lose a tag team here.
Yeah. And they've been there for a good minute now, and they're pretty established. I think it's time to call them up.
Yeah, and then finally, I have Blair Davenport, Bria, the former Bria Priestley. I have her going to SmackDown. I just think her time in NXT, she really. On Tuesday, she had that match with Sol Ruka. I think that was probably her last match, so she's probably getting called up.
Not a Gigi Dolan?
No, because she's currently running an angle. I think she needs momentum. She really has nothing behind her at the moment.
I don't know, but she's that delicious eye candy, people. Not to say Blair ain't good looking, but somewhere along the line, they're going to have to pull up that eye candy.
Yo,
I think her former partner might get the call, though. JC Jane, though.
Okay.
I see Joel's face who? They were in the Toxic Attraction trio.
Yes.
Mandy Rose. But yeah, that's pretty much my picks. That's what I picked.
With AJ fighting Cody, right, coming up, do you have AJ just staying on SmackDown just for the sake of the storyline? Or do you have him getting drafted to Raw? Because I feel like right now, since the champions are safe, you gotta draft him to SmackDown, right?
Well, if he goes to Raw, what does he really do? Who does he work with right off the bat?
Yeah. Well, like I said, he's basically a singles now. He's not tied to the OC anymore. So
they're definitely getting split up. Like Alexander saying, I can see them being moved over to Raw, NXT. How it would officially they're gonna split those guys up.
Well, I could see him dance around with Jay for a little bit. They keep Jay on Raw. I could see him dance around with him for a little bit.
That could be a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I could see him until that opens up, until we finally get a Damian Priest breakaway, because since that's what it seems like it's showing.
They're like planting the seeds for that. Just
Finn
waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, Finn resigned, so that could be another thing that's happening there that can occur. Maybe an AJ takeover Judgment Day. Maybe he restructures it. Maybe you could get that going on. So there's other ways that you could, with AJ. He's like he knows his days are coming close. He's looking forward to being at home playing video games and still being associated with WWE. He's not even worried about title contentions anymore. He's cashing the checks, putting people over, and still looking good. So it don't matter for him.
He's the perfect opponent for Cody for his first title defense.
And he wants Fridays off anyway because he wants to go see his son play football, because his son is still playing sports. So he would like to have Fridays off.
Wow, so that's crazy to even think about. Yeah.
Yeah. So he would like to be on Raw. I know way too much about these people.
I was like, whoa, never even thought about that. That makes sense.
Way too much about these people.
Yeah, I'm looking at the draft pool for Friday. Randy Orton sticks out like a sore thumb. I feel he should stay on SmackDown. There's no reason to move him over to Raw. SmackDown needs that star power in Randy Orton.
Right.
Fox wants that name, man. They want to keep him on SmackDown.
Only for a couple more months, because also too with the TV deals coming up, like we mentioned, NXT's going to CW, SmackDown's going back to the USA. Raw's going to Netflix. And I don't know how much influence they're going to have on who they want to be on the show. Like, CM Punk's definitely going to stay on Raw. He's not going anywhere.
I'll tell you exactly how much influence Netflix is going to have on WWE. Zero. None. They're not going to worry about it. They're just going to make, because they know they're going to get their revenues, they're going to get their streams, and they're going to get their looks. They're not going to care about shit.
I hope
they
so.
already know it's a Netflix cancels shows. They don't fuck with shows. They don't mess with them. You know, whatever series that they have, they don't bother them. They just let them rock. And especially now with how they're testing the waters with this live streaming thing and such like that, they don't want to rock the boat for anything. They already know that WWE is a well-oiled machine. They can do what they can do right now. They're good. They have zero influence on it. All they're gonna say is get us subscribers, get us viewers. We're good. So for Randy, I mean, he's still somewhat of a contender, mid-card or main eventer for SmackDown's run. I could see him have a match down the road with Cody and such. I could see that still there.
That could be SummerSlam.
Right. That's still available there.
That would be a fun one. Yeah, that'd be a cool build-up for that match.
Or money, for money in the bank. Like you have something there. It's still available there.
Okay, so after this draft, I'm looking forward to Chad Gable.
I'm so excited for Gable, man.
I love that me and Jay willed it into existence. Gable with the Creed brothers.
I think that's sick.
That promo on Monday with Chad Gable basically just like looking at all the Alpha Academy, like, you guys are a bunch of losers.
No, it was incredible. Yeah. I actually love that they did the turn with him, and they didn't like. I was scared that they weren't going to do it. I thought they were going to just let him take the L and go about his day. Because I really thought he deserved that moment at Mania. So I think him having the loss and having that kind of turn was just such a great moment, bigger than what it would have been if he was never in contention. If it was just a random title match or a random match against Sammy that didn't mean anything, I think it would have not been as big as it was. And
I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I love even the explanation. Yeah, you beat me, but I didn't appreciate your celebration and all that, while I'm still in the ring. And I like it. I'm telling you, they've gotten so much better now, with not only with the usage of storylines, but of explaining backgrounds, but also at the same time using social media as a tool to get that out there as well.
Most definitely, yeah. I think using social media helps them out so much because they could really stretch it out and also elaborate on stories that they don't have the time to tell on TV. And then when you're doing the recap that they do every week and kind of catch fans up, it's kind of that part of being with them on social media that you don't even have to watch Raw to really know what's going on. You could just follow their socials and everybody's keeping up with their stories, and I think that's awesome. Mm-hmm. It's such a weird way that, like, a couple years ago, people would hate that. Like, older fans were like breaking kayfabe and shit like that. But like now I think they found a way to actually use it in a productive way for them.
Well, remember, Zack Ryder tried the fucking longest time to use social media for his push, and he got buried for it.
That is true.
Yeah.
It was a different time, though. I think
Vince was such against it, and now they were in the Paul Levesque era. Like anything and everything is open. You can put on the table in front of him, and he can either say yes or no. And sometimes with the yes, he'll go, "We'll try it this week. If it doesn't get over, we'll just drop it."
Yeah,
which everybody on the roster says is very much better than going to TV and getting one script and then getting handed another. The format gets ripped up in their faces. The morale in WWE is so much better. It's ridiculous. Thank God the fucking old man is gone.
No, yeah, that's a fact. It really has helped them. It shows because it seems like the wrestlers are having more fun, especially since they have that more freedom. So it makes the product even better.
Without Vince there and fucking without Kevin Dunn, the camera angles.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
The whole Jey Uso going outside and seeing Sami Zayn, and then just a continuous shot of his entrance. it's insane to see like the changes from like a year ago. Like this is like it's the simplest stuff. And it looks awesome.
So with the draft, a couple of years ago, they had something what they did where they did like the war room where they had like people, the creative and stuff like that. They were talking, discussing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I had that. I was liking that because that's exactly what they'll do. Like tonight with the NFL draft and stuff like that. That you'll see that. The only thing that bothered me is that they had like the freaking 3D hologram robot. That was kind of weird. But
it didn't work for me when Natalia got picked and they showed the SmackDown War Room and they're like, "Hey God, we got Natalia." It's like,
no, you're not. No, you're not.
Knock it off. Like, stop insulting our intelligence.
So, but the other thing I did like from years ago was when they would have the talent sitting around watching the TV.
And like everybody in one room.
Everybody's in one room and they saw the draft. Like they did that last year with NXT, where NXT was watching and they saw that Dago was getting drafted. Like we saw Alba Fire and Isla Dog get called up. Like that was cool. That I would like to see that again one way or another line. Like that kind of feeling of yes. And they get they do the and they get presented the shirt. They get the Raw shirt or the SmackDown shirt. That'll be cool.
Also, a better question is because last year, remember they brought out like the legends to like announce like the picks. I wonder how they're gonna do it this year. I mean, I feel they're gonna have the GMs out there announce their picks because it would be interesting. Like say like Nick Aldis goes first, and you have Adam Pearce out there being, of course you pick that person. Like actually show like these GMs get pissed. Like
didn't Rob Van Dam like fuck it up? Like
no, it was Bischoff. Bischoff. He goes Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Baszler.
Didn't Rob making like a whole thing about weed getting high and shit like that? Like
you had Road Dogg and Shawn Michaels out there. Well, Shawn, you lost your spot once. You're about to lose it again because Raw gets you NXT Women's Champion. Shawn throws the card up in the air like, fuck.
Yeah, I think that's a good element that like they want to get that sports feel to it. That's exactly the way to go about it.
Yeah, I think having the GMs do, I think is the way to go. I did like the Legends last year, but I think now that since they have set people, that's a good way to go. And like you said, have them argue and be like, damn, like that was gonna be my pick or something like that.
Yeah.
I also want to make sure that the announcers. I mean, Michael Cole has been doing well. Well, then we'll see how it is tomorrow. We see with Wade Barrett how he's able to sell it as well. But you know, like the importance, let's say, of a Ricochet getting picked for SmackDown, right? And he gives like you know the impression like that's a sleeper pick right there. You don't know how much of a talent he could be and be such a challenger for that United States title. There's history already there between he and Logan Paul. Like, you know, show some emphasis, show that there's a, because it's not going to be, you know, they just drafted Akawa Tozawa. And it's like, oh man, that's a big one right there.
He's gonna be dancing on Friday night.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do it like very sports like this year. I think they're gonna have like a little highlight video when somebody gets drafted and kind of
nice, yeah.
I think that would be cool, especially with the way that they have McAfee doing like with the like drawing on the screen now.
Yeah.
I think that would be another thing to incorporate and make it bigger than what it is. You know what I mean? Like you said, like hype people up and be like, this isn't just like a regular pick. Like this is a sleeper pick. Everybody wants Ricochet. It's one of those things. And then show like a bunch of highlights of him.
I mean, with them doing the draft. With them doing 2 nights of the draft, Pat McAfee on Monday, you know you're gonna get those types of reactions where like somebody's gonna get drafted to SmackDown, and you just get hear Pat McAfee go, shit. Like you get hear like a lot of like hush cursing for like certain people.
Oh please! All we waiting for is for him to fucking dance as soon as Nakamura gets drafted to somebody.
I kind of hope Nakamura goes to NXT. He needs to get away from the main roster a little bit, rebuild himself. But a person I think we need to also make sure we mention for the draft, Uncle Howdy. Like,
I think that's another.
I gotta expect the GM to go with our 6th pick. We pick Uncle Howdy. Like,
nah.
Just we gotta figure out what show would benefit Uncle Howdy.
They're gonna be more of Invaders kind of thing. Like that's
Right.
that's the gimmick.
Because
That's gonna be
because they're doing the QR code thing again, which
yeah.
the first time worked great. I mean, everybody was like, that was a huge success on social media. They're doing it again this year.
Joel, who do you think who's going to be in that faction? Who do you think is there going to be lined up?
I think, of course, it's gonna be Howie Bo Dallas. I think it's gonna be. I think they're getting Alexa in there.
Eric Rowan,
You think they signed him?
I think so, because he's pulled out from a lot of indie stuff. So I think I think he's going back.
I mean,
So
I
that's
think
3.
that would be. I think that would be a cool little callback to that. You think they add Strowman just to say fuck it?
Yeah, what he's doing with a neck injury, so eventually he'll come back. You know who's knows to be missing? Nikki Cross and Dexter Loomis.
So
that does make that is crazy.
So
if they want the Wyatt 6, that would be 6.
Is Loomis still signed?
Yes. So I was going with that same thought, and when especially when my 2K24, I was going with that
when you see his render and you go, oh yeah, you're here.
That's what I had. I have Uncle Howdy. I had Rowan. I had Braun. I had Loomis, and I had Nikki Cross with
Alexa as well.
With Howdy. I don't. Well, you only could do 5 on. But in real life, you know who I would like to have seen join them too, like. Because I think I think Gacy would be a better look for them there. I think Gacy would be a better look.
Yeah. It's just that right now NXT is doing his own thing, and you have to find a way to incorporate him into this whole thing. With Dexter Loomis, you have a reason. He's been gone from TV for a year now. Nikki Cross has been gone from TV. You can easily have them pop up with this new Uncle Howdy thing.
I don't know how much I don't know how much Bliss wants to do that anymore. She had a bad run with it the last, and they really messed up Bray's his storytelling with her. They messed that up badly, man. So I don't know if she'd be okay with going back into that or just going back into just being her.
I thought it would be cool to have her and Nikki in there. That gives you another women's tag team to do something,
right?
And they're in a faction. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of a big thing. We're like, oh wow, like you guys could all be holding titles at a moment, but I think that helps them with the title situation.
Yeah,
we talked about before. There's not a lot of tag teams out there.
Right. When it comes to the draft, do you guys have like any specific favorite moments from like past drafts? I mean, like the one that comes to mind first off is when they jumped the shark with the draft. I think it was like the last year they did it before Shane came back. Was when Cena got drafted to SmackDown and then drafted to Raw on the same night.
Yeah,
like that was when they said fuck the draft.
Oh, and he did the double draft, the double turn.
Like John Cena got picked first, and then at the end of the night he gets drafted back to Raw. And that was be like, ha ha, you morons, ha ha.
Yeah, that was kind of that was ridiculous. To me, I don't have like a very a special moment with the draft. The one thing I have to say is this year is like, if you're already on a show, don't draft them to your show. Like, I know you want to protect them, like in that way, but I want to see more changeover. Mm-hmm. And, but I know they're gonna be like, Seth Rollins stays on Raw, ladies and gentlemen. They protected him, and I'm like, okay, I kind of can see that, but I like more to see like the carryover. Yeah, like.
Let's see live.
That's what they'll do. Yeah.
Do you think we got Brock Lesnar showing up?
No.
That's interesting.
I feel like I think that's a show up on Raw, and puts himself in the draft.
That's interesting because
I think it's time.
He's no longer persona non grata. They Triple H mentioned it. Brock is being Brock.
Yeah.
But Brock more like we talk about like the Omos thing, like the bigger scale. Brock is a special guy where he hasn't been associated with a brand for like a couple of years now. Right. He can go wherever he goes.
True, yeah.
So, I mean, it would be a pop if like Adam Pearce goes, "Oh, Nick Aldis, you forget about this person. I draft Brock Lesnar." Feel like that reaction,
I mean, that's a dope way to close Raw.
But that's also but that's also where like where you're like kind of iffy with the crowd because you don't know how they're gonna react. They get like, "Yay" or "Boo." Like look at Chris Jericho. Like he's getting booed now. What's the odds of Brock Lesnar getting booed?
Do you think the crowd? Do you think the universe is actually really upset with Brock? Like, do you think that there's really heat with him there?
So.
I don't know, but you have to put it out there.
Yeah, I don't really
when the
think
situation happened, he didn't really get a lot. Hey, I saw a lot of
people.
Like he
got like his name was involved in the whole thing, but we haven't heard his name for like 3 months since the Rumble.
Yeah. And even the Triple H spoke about him during Mania. They brought his name up, and
but I'm saying
like,
prior to that, we haven't heard about him since the Rumble.
Yeah, but they still had his pictures on the trucks and advertisement. He was still around.
Yeah, but once his name got cleared,
no, he was still up there. Like they just removed him from 2K24. What you just can't use him. Yeah. That was pretty much it. But like,
what's your future update? They better put him back in if he's clear of everything.
Yeah, I think that that would be interesting though. That would be like like you said, a big surprise pick. But I also agree with the whole Brock is very fluid. He'll go on any show and just challenge anybody. He's that guy. He's like, I don't need, I'm not committed to one company. But just to even hear the theme song hit, to get that pop, and he'll come to the podium and say,
won't even gonna think about
they won't even
background stuff. Once you hear Brock's music, it's one of those Undertaker things.
I would bet 9 out of 10. I would bet money that says that as soon as he grabs the mic in the ring, the crowd they're gonna chant "Welcome back." I'm telling you, I would bet that.
I can see that because he, like I said, like with the whole story that came out, it's kind of like he didn't really do anything. Vince was just sending shit his way.
Yeah. I'm just looking at some weirdo shit. All right, whatever.
But I think that would be a cool moment. You think any other returns for the draft or not really?
I mean, like minor ones, like Carmella. I don't know.
Well,
people haven't seen on TV for the longest time. Like, there's so many people hurt that you can see them pop up. I mean, because I'm also thinking about Raw too. Because Raw gets the first pick. Who do they take? Do they take CM Punk first?
Right. That's that's like I said, I don't want to see that kind of thing, but you got to protect him, right? That's what that's all about.
Right.
Like I said, I think they only did the whole thing with the injury thing with Jimmy is just to make sure that they keep him on SmackDown. So that's the only thing, because they still have the storyline there. There is talk that they're not debuting Jacob Fatu this week. I think they're holding him for afterwards.
Makes sense. I would save him for Backlash. Like if the bloodline costs Jay the world title.
He can't go to France.
Never mind.
Yeah, he can't go to France.
The interesting thing I was reading about was that Hikuleo from New Japan, his contract's up in June. I wonder where he might go in August.
AEW's already been having like their finger on him. They've been trying to keep an eye on him for a while. So
yeah, he's had a couple Dynamite matches. I know that.
Yeah,
WWE will give him big money offer.
Yeah, but I think
AEW has bigger problems to deal with than signing Hikuleo.
Listen, I think WWE has their fill of Samoans right now.
Yeah, I think Hikuleo maybe down the road, but right now I think they got nothing for him right now.
Yeah. And there's so many Samoans in the family that they could bring in eventually. Zilla, Fatu, like Roman's brother as well, or his cousin.
Down the line, that's ridiculous. Cousins, uncles, whatever. Like,
yeah, I think there's more to that story that we will expect. But when it comes to like family wise and such, I mean, please, it's an assembly line over there, please.
Yeah, they got them on lock over there. They're chilling over there. I really like this new storyline that they're going with Solo and Tama, and kind of with the whole new tribal chief, which I kind of feel like, I don't know if he's referring to himself as tribal chief or he's referring to The Rock. They just keep saying the tribal chief. Like every time Tama comes over, he's like, the tribal chief told me, or told me this, told me that. So I don't know if he's talking about Solo, or Solo's just taking the spot right now till Rock comes back.
Right.
And also, I haven't seen a clear answer to this, but what does MFT mean when Solo refers to Tama, my MFT?
I was assuming that it was my family tree.
Okay.
I heard like my friend Tama.
Yeah, right.
My
That's the
family
obvious
tree.
one.
That actually makes sense. I looked it up and it was like some therapist or some shit. I was like, some family therapist.
You
I
got
was like,
some
I
legal
doubt that's what
definite-
that means.
I saw somebody mention like, my fucking Tongan.
Well, I guess I'm guessing. I don't know. I would think maybe it's that, but there's that red herring, like you said, about with the whole possibly the Rock thing that just leaves that up to interpretation of what can happen. And you think about it,
Being very
Right.
vague about it. Because him is also too. This is not what the tribal chief wants, and then you have Solo looking at him like,
Yeah.
what'd you say? Like, meanwhile, like, I can see a lot of people. It's definitely the Rock manipulating this whole thing, right? Because like, if Solo was going to be the new tribal chief, it makes sense. I mean, like, people like compared it, like his appearance on Friday like, to the Godfather. Like, oh, he's in the
Right.
suits now. Like he upgraded.
But it does make sense because on the Raw before Mania, when Solo takes the match with Rollins, he's backstage like warming up, and they pan to Roman and Rock, and Roman just says he's ready. Which for the whole year, it was Solo's not ready.
right?
Solo's not ready. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, maybe they'll do like Solo will get this win tonight, and then after Mania, they're gonna build him up. Took the L, but wow, I can't wait to see what they do with Solo this year because I think it's very exciting with like with the whole storyline that they have with this whole bloodline. It might lead. I hope it leads up to like a War Games kind of situation.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Yeah, it'll be great that we'll see Jimmy and Jay get back together, line themselves up with Roman.
Oh, the pop for when Roman and the Usos like go for that big hug.
Oh,
Right.
They
I think
like stick their
Roman-
fists out the Shield style, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think
And
Roman's pop when he returns to save them beating up the Usos, I think is gonna be
Or vice versa.
insane.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be that SmackDown where Roman comes back, he just looks at Tama, he looks at Jacob Fatu, he goes, "Who the hell told you to come here?" And then they say, "Our tribal chief."
Yeah.
And thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay, for being honest about that WrestleMania match. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Thank you, sir.
I hyped that match up so much. I was like, that
Me
match
too.
is gonna steal the show. I cannot
Same.
wait for it. And then everybody was like, it's just gonna be super kicks. I was like, nah, like they're brothers. They're gonna have a great match. They know each other like the back of their hands.
Super kick.
It's like if you were through the Bucks in a singles match. I was
Exactly.
Like, this is like, what are we doing? And like I saw, like you said, because of time and stuff.
Yeah.
But damn.
Aside from Brett and Owen, like brothers can't have a damn good match against each other at all. The Hardys couldn't do it, and now the Usos can't do it.
Well, no, Hardys... Dustin and Cody had a great match.
They had a great one.
But somebody just got very angry outside.
I thought a train was going through your house. I was like,
that's what was happening.
like oh God, like God forbid.
But I like the Hardys match, the rematch of it after Mania. But I get what you say. At Mania, they don't have no luck with brothers.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Now I was gonna say, Brandon Owen just had that. They set the bar, and that bar is too high for anybody else to grab.
Exactly. As far as like draft predictions too, I'm looking at the pools. Like, I don't see anything really crazy going on, unless like the New Day split up. If like, Xavier goes to one show and Kofi goes to the other one, that's the only one I can think of. Like, because this would then be the official end of the New Day.
Yeah, I can't really see like a pick that's gonna like shake the board unless it's like a Roman or something. Any other like a Roman or Rollins. I think that's the only like big people that would be like, whoa, this is a shakeup, or the Judgment Day breaking up. But other than that, it's like I feel like everything is like, okay, they'll go there, they'll go there. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with Jade.
Yeah. I think they're gonna really nurse. They're gonna nurse her with having Bianca with her. I think that's just to get her, used to, accustomed to working the WWE style. Keep her on a short leash there. Let her go in there, get a feel for it. And if you get Bianca as, they're the same type of women. They both, come from, families, married. They both work out. You know what I'm saying? They have like the same kind of regimen and stuff like that. You get Jay to, get used to what Bianca's used to in the ring wise. she's gonna break out. She's gonna and it's gonna be something. My hope is that it's gonna be Bianca turning on her. I need to see a heel Bianca again.
I actually like that. Yeah,
but
that would be
it's yeah, she's still not ring ready for WWE. She's showing glimpses of it, but she's not ring ready yet.
Yeah,
she's also in the mix too. She's doing the house show too, which is perfect because
in
AEW she would work her one match a week and then that'd be it.
Exactly.
Now she's actually going to the grind of working every night, and also look at the draft pool availability. Jade could be drafted on Raw and then on Monday, and Bianca gets drafted tomorrow. So my fear was they were going to combine them two. Be like our next pick is going to be the team of Bianca and Jade. Like at least they establish it. They're going to be drafted individually.
I think they try to build that little tag team up though, and I think that's cool for the division. I think that's actually something new for Bianca to do that she hasn't done, be in the tag team. And like Jay said, she's actually like nursing Jade and actually like helping her out with being in the ring and getting WWE ready so that she could have her solo run. But I think you have to do it separately unless you're gonna go like full in with the tag team. If you're going full in with the tag team, you draft them as a tag team and let us know they're a tag team.
Right.
Because then you're wasting 2 picks on drafting them separately.
Right.
Where you could just draft them together and it makes more sense. And now it helps us out when they keep tagging together. And it wasn't just for like this period of time.
Well, Bianca and Jade are definitely taking the belts off the Kabuki Warriors. That's a given.
Yeah, I feel like that would be
they'll win the belts and then build up the attention with them for the next like 6 months with them with the belts. But again, these belts are cursed, so we legit. Who gives a damn?
Maybe they'll build it up, man. You gotta have some positivity.
Right,
in
but
your life.
The power of positivity.
Okay, Mr. Positivity. So Jade and Bianca win. Who do you feud with? That's not Kabuki Warriors.
Anybody, and that's what happens.
Tag teams, bro.
Yeah, anybody. Like that's the one thing about that division as well. Like sometimes, you see the best tag teams come out of nowhere. Right now,
Rated Carter,
Rated RKO. Rated RKO was probably one of the best tag teams we had, and they came out of nowhere. Randy Orton and fucking and Edge. It was great. Like sometimes you can make chicken shit and turn it into chicken salad. Shit happens.
Look at DIY.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that. You get that.
And you want to split them up.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's time for them to split up. Like it was cool they had their DIY run. Get them back to single.
They didn't have a run yet.
Hell, even if you don't want to put Loomis in that mix, put Ciampa with Uncle Howdy. He fits in that shit too. Shit, he fits in that crew as well. I mean, he has that dark, brooding kind of menacing kind of look. Get him on.
Turn on Gargano just out of nowhere and do like that. He's going crazy, and it leads up that he's one of the 6.
Yeah, which by the way, Edge is gonna Adam Copeland, excuse me, he's gonna be turning heel soon because he got the mist in his face. So,
oh, you're right.
You see what happened with Sky Blue, so now it's gonna happen with Edge. Now he's gonna become menacing.
By the way, Jay, just to mention when we did the predictions, we were joking. House of Black, there's no way they're gonna win this, and they fucking won that match at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I was like, oh. That was a shocker.
Now all three of them get title shots, right? No.
I think that's where it's leading, though.
But it's gonna lead to Malachi and Copeland match. That's what it's leading to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I think we're also getting. I think they're building Brody up Briscoe
Kingston.
And Brody. You think Brody and Kingston?
Yeah, Buddy Matthews probably get the Ring of Honor shot.
Okay, I thought Brody for the Ring of Honor shot just because. They keep telling this story, like, if you think about with him and Briscoe, from now they've been feuding, and the Continental Classic they were feuding. So I feel like to build that up and then have them at a big ROH show, I think that would be a cool match and do something for Brody as a singles guy.
Yeah, and they have history from the old Ring of Honor as well. So
yeah.
And listen, I said this on Jay's show plenty of times about Ring of Honor. I respect the history of what Ring of Honor is, but It's 2024. Ring of Honor is dead, people.
They're
Knock
just
it
belts.
off.
They're just belts.
They're just belts.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Athena. Celebrating 500 years
500 years.
of holding it. Might as well be. It's
Might as well, yeah, it feels
might
that
as well
way.
be. Might as well be 500 years of holding that belt. It might as well. The only person we know there.
The Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor television champion, Kyle Fletcher. The last time he won a singles match was back in fucking October.
Yeah, it's fucking tough for them.
And he has a belt.
They could never figure out Ring of Honor, man, and they never will. Like you said, they're just belts at this point. Yeah, it's cool to watch the pay-per-views, but like I'm not keeping up to it week from week. Even when you go to the shows and they try to film it after, I'm not staying for that, bro.
It look like a high school performance. Like everybody just starts leaving in the middle of it. Everybody just starts walking out.
It's like varsity finished JV game about to start.
My kid performed already? Oh, I'm out. That's
I'm
out. So,
Listen, if TK listens to anybody, please listen to us right now. Hire Scott D'Amore. Give him Ring of Honor. Give him the keys. Just say, fuck it, here you go.
Yeah, apparently Tony Khan can't do anything these days because he's walking around the NFL draft with a neck brace. So
wait, does he have the neck brace on?
Yes, he is. He's in full gimmick mode.
Amazing.
Full gimmick mode. He is milking the shit out of it.
Did you see the smile on his face when he took those bumps?
By the way, was that the most? But if Jack Perry would have punched CM Punk like that, he definitely would have got his ass kicked even more because that was atrocious. This is the reason why he get beat up.
It was like a punch to the ribs, right? And
to the gut. Even still, it was a bad
with the mic. He
it was
poked
horrible
with the mic.
And,
it was bad.
And he took Tony took a bump like you could tell none of these people have ever been in a real fight ever. Never.
Yeah, because he acted like he was dead. Then he started moving, and I was like, wait, what? Just poked you with a mic, homie. It wasn't that deep.
I felt bad for Okada. Like, you're one of the best wrestlers in the world, and you're doing this bullshit now. Not even 3 months into your run, and this is what you're doing.
Listen, he's expanding his horizons. This is his theatrical debut. He didn't have to deal with this shit in Japan. He just went in there, kicked ass, and walked the fuck out.
Walked out, yeah. Now he's actually in storylines and shit.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about the draft and like surprises. Imagine you just fucking Nick Aldis like, I pick MJF. You're like, what?
I mean, now stir up the pot a little bit for this draft.
You have Corey Graves. You go, oh my god, it's Maxwell Jacob Feinstein. I mean, Friedman.
I think
whatever the fuck is his name.
I think if by now you didn't think that he wasn't fucking signed, that would have like already exploded on the internet that he's not signed. I think.
Dave Meltzer would have been the first person.
Yeah.
He would have been on top of that.
Yeah. But like I said, with that free agencies coming up, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of people going from AEW to WWE and vice versa, because there's been rumors that there's a lot of people on the roster that says
Ricky Starks.
They want to stay away from AEW. They even haven't bought eyes on TNA these days, which is good.
Oh, I think that's a great thing because it gives more eyes to TNA, gets them more signings, and gives them more opportunity with bigger names. I think TNA right now, it's so tough because they're just on a random ass channel. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Like, you got to just follow them on the socials. But if you're actually watching the shows, they're actually killing.
Yeah, they're good.
They're really good shows. Just no one is taking the time to actually care about it and sit down and watch it.
Their last pay-per-view was really good as well.
Really good, yeah.
I genuinely wasn't thinking about Broken Matt Hardy for the whole tease thing that they're doing.
Last person I thought was going to show up.
Oh, Matt Hardy made it clear. I'm not under contract. I'm a free agent. It's from a match-to-match basis. I am not a free, because they want to retire with WWE. So they want to make sure. No. Just want to make it clear.
Yeah.
It was just by event basis. I'm still a free agent.
Well, they do deserve that. They also deserve to go into the Hall of Fame. So I understand it.
Yeah, definitely
understand it on their end, man. How long does Jeff have left?
God only knows.
He was supposed to have until 2025 because of all the stuff that happened, but they're probably in discussions to let him go and just have him on a stip, and that's it. Yeah,
exactly.
Gotcha. I mean, that would be smart. They don't got nothing for him anyway without.
Yeah, what are you holding him for?
Yeah, just let him go, man.
And like Tony said, I will never be that guy. So let him go.
So don't be that guy.
he said he'd never be that guy. Then he released 10 people, and then on the same day he released 10 people. Oh, Anthony Henry's hurt? Oh, I'll hire him back when he's cleared.
And I'll do it on April Fool's Day so that people, don't think it's real.
Don't believe it.
They don't believe it. Yeah, I'm fired, right? No, what? You serious?
Wait, for real?
No, really?
So imagine getting that call, man. You're just chilling throughout the day and just get a call.
Yeah.
You think it's just a regular call about travel or something? Be here Wednesday. I'm like, yo, sorry, man. Like,
Stu Grayson got fired twice. Like,
no.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna stop answering his phone at this moment.
I will say, we're talking about the releases. I do feel bad for Cameron Grimes, but then I heard his interview where he said that he was told 5 days earlier, "Oh, don't worry, we're definitely gonna be thinking about using you." And then 5 days later, yeah, we got nothing.
Yeah, you don't. But that's what all companies tell you that. Work tells you that. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get a raise soon. You're doing really good. You can move up.
I feel like
doing the same shit for the past 3 years.
I feel Bruce Pritchard definitely told him something. It's like, don't worry, because he probably likes him a lot. It was like, hey, we're gonna definitely use you. And then Triple H was like, listen, honestly, I have nothing for the kid. I might as well just we'll let him go. Let him do what he wants.
We'll see him at TNA again. He'll be back over there. He'll fit over there perfectly again. He's a good lad over there. He's a good sport, and he's got a good reputation. He'll be one of those guys that probably comes back and later on down the line, helps them out. He wasn't a bad guy. He was there for 5 years, dog. Like that's a good run for a dude, man. 5 years.
I didn't even notice he was there that long, but now that makes sense because I remember that whole run during COVID.
And he was in
$1 belt.
Yeah. He was there before COVID. He was there. Wow. He was there early days when the NXT got moved to
when
USA.
Yeah,
his gimmick for the longest time was just look at my big hat.
Yeah,
And then during the pandemic, he had the Bitcoin gimmick where he got a lot of money. And then the whole thing with Ted DiBiase and the $1 million belt. That was his best run, honestly, in NXT with LA Knight. He was there, but the thing also too was he stayed there for the longest, and then when he got to the main roster, he did nothing with them.
Yeah. I mean, what are we gonna do? He was doing job matches for people, and it's like, what are you gonna do with him? Yeah, when you get there,
I knew his time was up when he got put with Braun Breaker a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, you're definitely getting killed.
You notice it was Braun Breaker against Zion Quinn, and
you got killed.
Braun Breaker versus Cameron Grimes. Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
so you're gone.
Makes sense.
And Von Wagner got released too, and then he's the son of one of the. He's one of the. He's the son of one of the Beverly brothers. So that kind of sucks, man.
He's gonna get signed to Ring of Honor. Watch.
I'm actually excited for.
MLW would pick him up, Jay.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think so. Just to get to have the big man.
Ooh.
Joe, I don't know if you know this, but fun fact, you know who Brooks Jensen? Brooks Jensen, he's in NXT. Guess who his father is?
Who?
Bull Buchanan.
Really?
What the fuck?
Yep.
Wow. That's mad.
B squared.
That's that's mad random.
I have seen that before. Yes. I've read that somewhere.
That's mad random. Got me on that one. Wow. Okay. Got a wrinkle in my brain for that one. All right.
Oh, Buchanan, what a random.
Here's your fun random wrestling fact on the Ring Fanatics.
Shout out for the fun fact, man. Yo,
I can't wait for people to be like, "You're fucking wrong." Like, look it up. Why would I make Google. It up?
Yo, some people are so quick with shit and be like, "Yo, that's wrong." Be like, "Yo, I have a phone right in front of me. You have a phone right in front of you. Look it up."
I mean, people using Wikipedia and changing a bunch of shit. When Chris Jericho won the FTW title, they put Chris the Predator Jericho. Like you people have too much time on your hands.
Not the learning tree.
What is that mean?
The learning
I don't know,
tree.
man. Ask Big Bill.
Nah, that's a wrestling terminology. It's talking about when you discuss the business from people ahead of the game. That's what everybody talked about with Dusty. He went under the learning tree with Dusty.
Yeah, that's where I first heard it from.
Yeah.
People
I know it's a term, but it's not like a nickname for you. It's not like, oh, Jay the Learning Tree Santee.
Oh God, please! If that'll ever come out of my lips, make sure you can end my career and my life at the same time. Jesus,
Jay, I would be offended for you. Like you call my friend a tree.
Jesus, guys. I love you guys, but I gotta go. I gotta work tonight, fam.
Nah, I got you, man. Yo, thank you guys for coming on to another episode of the Ring Fanatics. Follow them on Turnbuckle Tabloid. You guys could drop. You guys want to drop all your socials and stuff where they can find you?
Man. Make sure you check us out on all social media outlets. Check us out on the like and group page on Facebook. But Jesus, please do me a favor. If you guys are gonna be watching our live streams, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Also on Twitter, there's been a lot of following on Twitter as well, and on Twitch. Right now, Facebook is on some okey doke nonsense. I'm working my way around it. We get a lot of viewers on Facebook, but everybody please shift over. And plus, it would be cool to get monetized on YouTube, but not really. I don't really care. But it's whatever. But just to watch the live streams and be a part of the conversations for StreamYard, go to YouTube for that. And download us on all podcasting outlets. We're available. Everything from iHeart, Spotify, YouTube Music, and we're everywhere, bro. I make sure to check. We're everywhere.
And I'll make sure to link everything down below so you guys could just click on the link and get right to their page. Again, thank you, Mike and Jay, for coming on to another episode of the Ring Fanatics, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah, but we'll get you on this end, man. We'll do the favor. We'll do the same for you guys.
Oh, 1,000% we'll get on there, man.
Laters.
Thank you guys again.
Laters.
Yeah.